Hello, everyone. Uh, Let me see. Are you all able to hear me, see me? All right, I'll get started with within a minute or so. Let me just check in all the technicalities. I am Arpita. I am the host for today. Hello, Aditya. Hello, Anjan. Hello, Shubham. How's everyone doing today? Great. While we wait for everyone to join in, whoever has joined in, just let me know on the chat where are you joining from and what are you excited about for today's session. Awesome. Hello, Tanvi. Okay, great. So for today's session, we will be covering something that is very close to me personally. It was one of the most monumental things I have ever done for myself. And today I will be joined by two other people who I think find it monumental as well. It's just a group of three designers who have been to Japan at different points in their life, and we are just going to come here together and share what Japan teaches designers. So, before we introduce the guests for today, I'll tell you a little bit about AOH, After Office Hours. Thank you for having us here after office hours and giving us this opportunity to talk about our experiences. After Office Hours is a design community which was started in 2021, and they do a lot of cool things as well as these events that you are a part of right now. It's a learning community, it's a community that keeps you accountable, it's a community that helps you stay updated with tech. It has been about 4 years since they have been doing this, and thank you, Pooja, for allowing us to be a part of this wholesome community. Great. So, without further ado, let me get you the women team for today. Two very special people, Gouranshi and Krishna. Thank you for joining us, my Japan buddies now. Great. So, while we wait for a few people to join, I think you can give a little introduction about yourself, and then we will get into the questions and your experiences. Sounds good? Great. So, Krishna, do you want to go?
Sure. Thanks, Arpita, for setting this up, and also Pooja for inviting me. I'm a very offline person, so I'm very surprised that Pooja reached out to me. But I'm Krishna, as you can see on the um, Zoom box of me. I am a product designer at Uber. I've been here at Uber for like 4 years now. And yeah, I've always been fascinated with how people live and how design plays a part in it. And I think that's why Uber, because mobility, we all move us ourselves, people and things.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Krishna. Also, before we go to Goranshi, when did you go to Japan? Just tell me that.
Oh, I went to Japan last year for the very first time, and it was slightly over 2 weeks. We went between the winter and the spring season, so some cherry blossoms were seen, not a lot, but some.
Amazing, amazing. Great. We'll move to the next guest, Goranshi. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Gouranshi. I'm a product designer at Flipkart, and Japan was actually my first out of India international trip, and I always had a fascination about this country because when I was a kid, my dad would tell me about. Japanese products and how elite they were and how well engineered they were. He himself is an engineer, so I had always had these made in Japan things fascination in my life, and I wanted to. And when I became a designer, the fascination grew more only. So I always wanted to be there and observe it all in person. So yeah, that's about me and why I even chose to go to Japan. I just went there last month.
Very new.
It still hasn't hit me that I'm back.
I know, right? Yeah, I think that is Japan withdrawal, like everyone calls it.
Post
Like
Japan depression.
post depression. Like I don't know why this happens, but it's like every time you plan a trip after that, also you just think Japan. Like it's okay. Like we'll just go there again. There's so much left. But yeah, I'm really glad that I got to meet both of you. Even though we didn't know each other when we went for our trips, it's really nice that I can hear a lot of similar stories, and it's nostalgic. So, before I jump into the serious talk of what Japan taught us designers, I want to understand a little bit about like the moment you entered Japan, like landed in Japan, or let's say got out of the airport, even. Airport also works, actually, the airports are pretty cool. What was the first thing that caught your eye and why? Goranshi, do you want to go first?
Sure. So we had landed pretty early in the morning. It was like 2 a.m. and the first train that you get is at around 5:30. So we were just chilling at the airport at that time, and uh, there were just some people awake. Other people were just sleeping around there. It's very comfortable society. So like people just there chilling. It was not noisy at all. And I remember I was so hungry. I was like, let me see. Because usually at arrival terminals, there's nothing. Just go get your bag and move out. Right? It was not the case there. We actually were, I was trying to see what all is there. And I was trying to collect these stamps and trinkets. It's like a gamified trip that you have in Japan because you are collecting stamps everywhere. It's like checkpoints that you have. So I was trying to find like if there is a convenience store because that's the first thing that we really want to do in Japan. And hopefully there was a Lawson, and I was super skeptical. Ki this says it's at the departure terminal, and but then there was no restriction. You could just go to the departure terminal, get something at Lawson, stay there if you want, go back up if you want, everything. And it was so freeing. And because the society is so high trust, it's not the case here so much, that you are allowed to be there. So that was something that was really like first hit to me when I landed there. Ki, oh, you can go to the departure terminal like that, nice. Right? And then after that we were taking our welcome suica cards at the kiosk. And earlier it feels very intimidating that there is a kiosk. It looks like an ATM, which are very high stress environments for us. Like ATMs are high stress, those kinds of machines. It was so convenient. I had forgotten to change the language. There was just a big blue button that you click 2 times and you are done. I didn't change the language itself. I was just doing things in Japanese. I don't even know Japanese. So then eventually, when my friends started doing it, I was like, oh, there was a language change option. Okay.
Okay.
I just did. I got my card. It was fine.
I can totally imagine that. Thank you for sharing that, Goranchi. I think, funnily, Bangalore Airport allows you to go between departures and arrival,
I haven't done it. I never
But
felt
the
like
experience
to
doesn't
go
feel
for the
like that.
long. Yeah, it
Yeah, you
feels like
feel like
going.
you're going into the parking lot, but then from the parking lot, there is somewhere you can go. Like, it is not very intuitive per se. Like,
There, it was just a lift. You take a lift or
yeah,
an escalator downstairs, and you're at the departure terminal.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Great. Krishna, what about you? What caught your eye?
I think it. I landed at the Kansai airport first,
Oh,
because
you landed at Kansai, so you didn't land at what is that? Haneda?
Haneda.
Narita and Haneda.
Haneda,
I
yeah.
did the other way around the first time because I was like, oh, Kansai airport is one of the best designed airports in the world. I'll land there. But landing, like the everything was so smooth that the only thing after I exited, I was like, I have to go get the stamp. Then I went back, got the stamp, and then I got to the transit station and I saw this giant map of Osaka transit, and I was like, how am I going to navigate this? This is so overwhelming. I am scared. And then, like, as my partner is an information designer, she jumped in and she was like, okay, I'll figure this out. And then, like, in literally 30 seconds, we were sorted. We knew where exactly to go. we got onto the right bus and we just had to wait. It looks so overwhelming once you figure out the code, that color and number and the alphabet, like that prefix that you do, that's all you have to look at. Everything else,
Doesn't
oh.
matter. Yeah.
Like it's the overwhelmingness of information, but how well it is like thought out, that
Yeah.
overwhelm doesn't become overwhelming.
100%. I think that is one of the things that I tell everyone when I talk about Japan is a blind person can actually navigate these codes, which is very, very interesting because I can see five colors. I can see them. And I still be like, oh, okay, maybe, yeah, yeah, I have to take the red line. Yeah, red, of course. But I can see them, identify it without actually seeing it. And that was a very interesting experience for me, for them to be able to walk anywhere. I think the decorum itself is so well done that you're not going to crash into anybody, right? Like it's amazing. That's actually it's very nice. I landed in the Narita airport, and I actually had two other people I knew on the flight.
Mm.
But then I asked them where they were going, and they said, "We are going here." I said, "You know what? I don't want to figure out if we are on the same track or not. Let's just see. If we are on the same train, we are on the same train." And somehow getting out of the airport, everyone is on the same train at first, and then they change their lines. So it was very nice to kind of see familiar people, but everyone figuring it out on their own and figuring it out very easily. Like, I think all of us were of different levels of scared or confident, you can say.
Mm.
But in the end, everyone was like, oh, it's that simple. Oh.
That like immediate shift between oh my god to oh wow, it
So
happens.
simple. Yeah, 100%. But while you folks were talking about, your entire uh, journey of like just figuring things out in the first, let's say, 12 hours of being there, what do you think is different as a tourist compared to a local? Like I have seen, like I think all of us know that shame culture is a huge thing which the locals are subjected to, and tourists are never subjected to it. Like, we are having fun. But the locals are subjected to it. They probably are very sad people when it comes to their job, and there's a lot of like pressure.
Mm.
But I just wonder, what is the things that caught your eye? Krishna, do you want to go first, or Gouranshi?
Sure.
Krishna, you can take it.
Okay, can I just rephrase the question? Like, I just so that I understand it correctly. Like, how is the experience different for a tourist versus like someone who's living there? Of
Yeah,
course, like a lot of things, right? You as a tourist, they have this saying that oh, you're a tourist, you're excused for a lot of things. Like
yeah,
you, if you walk and eat, people might stare at you, but you are not like it's not the proper etiquette to walk and eat. You have to
yeah,
stand on the side and eat and then finish. And but people kind of do it to tourists in a non-shaming way, because I remember we were kind of having, it was inside a mall in Kyoto, but we were having one of those exandos, and the guy was like, move there, move there. And I was like, oh my God, I am being asked to, like, I've been shooed away. And he was actually like,
right.
you know what, there are seats there. Why don't you go sit and
Yeah,
eat? So that like a little bit of like leeway is given to tourists, but for as a local, you're just expected to follow rules. And it's a very, very rule based culture.
yeah, yeah. It's
There's
rigid.
rule for everything. And there are you what I also like is for tourists, they come with a non-pandering point of view, where there are posters that saying, oh, you have to be quiet on the subway cart so that others can, have a peaceful journey. And it's
Yeah,
not like do this or don't make noise. It's a very like a monkey making a noise, and how other monkeys in the cart are feeling uncomfortable with it. That was the poster. But when it's like a local, they are very straightforward and they're like,
yeah,
it's okay.
100%. I think just to touch on what shame culture is, Tanvi asked on the chat, just a quick insight for you folks. So in Japan, there is a set of societal norms, you can say, things that are good to do, things that are expected to do. And if you don't do them, it will reflect badly on you, not just in your personal life but also in your professional spaces,
Yeah.
right? So in Japan, one of the things that I noticed is they do have this culture of post work drinks.
Mhm.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important to see how you behave after those drinks,
Yeah.
right? It's actually a test.
Yeah. And
So
like one, you go to the first bar, then you go to the second bar, then you go to the third bar, and like how progressively you behave,
yeah,
clients,
like
your
when do
seniors.
you slip, if you slip, why you slip, and they judge you based on that, and your promotion, your career, everything could be impacted based on that. And there was a little bit, I think one of the design focused things that I think I felt was very different is the menus, obviously.
Mm.
The menus for Japanese people were very different versus the menus for Indians, which was, I liked their attempt to, so not Indians, but
Got it.
foreigners, like I
That's
liked their
the base
attempt
for
to just,
foreigners.
yeah,
You just point and ask, this, I want one of this.
yeah, for sure. So menus was very interesting. But Goranshi, what about you? What do you think you felt was different as a tourist?
So the first thing, like the very first time I felt a difference was, we were going to the time we were going from airport to our place of stay, and this place of stay was in a fairly residential area where nearby offices, like there were offices nearby and the people were living there, so it was a fairly residential area. This was in Koto City. So it was a long journey, and I could see it was morning, right? It was like 6 a.m. at that time. And I could see like us as tourists with our luggage and our sweatshirt wrapped around our waist and everything. But then there were people who were dressed up, ready to go to office.
Yeah.
And at that matter, very like little bit higher in the age group, right? Like 50 people in their 50s were 6 a.m., right? In 6 a.m. with their briefcases going to office. So this was the first like difference I could feel like, okay, for us it's like a fun thing we are doing. We're just going to our hotel and it's the start of the journey. So you're like super excited. You're not tired at all, even though you didn't had a speck of sleep and you are jet lagged and whatnot. But there are people who are living their ordinary lives as well here. You don't see these contrasts. Like I haven't seen it in Bangalore so much because you rarely see tourists here, especially in our daily commute we don't see it. But there it's very normal. Like you would see people with their XL luggage and then people
Yeah.
dressed up in formals. And the second time I observed this was there was a very small cafe in that area, residential area, and our hotel people only had recommended us because we had a time in between when we reached. It was early morning, and the check-in starts at 3 p.m. there, right? So they were very kind enough to keep our luggage and everything, and we were like, "Can you suggest a place for us to like go and eat?" And they were like, "There are plenty of restaurants and cafes here because people from office also are grabbing their breakfast and lunch." And then one of the restaurants was like, it didn't explicitly say like foreigners are not allowed or like Japanese people only, but they only had two people, a very old auntie making udon noodles and one girl helping her out. That's all. That was the entire staff, and the place was full for
Mm.
lunch. Like office people were coming there. Um, and then she was like, "Oh, I am so sorry." Like, she asked some person who was there from office to translate it for us. She was like, "I'm so sorry. I might not be able to serve you very well because I can't speak properly in English. So it's not like I'm saying you shouldn't dine here or you can't dine here. It's just that I won't be able to give you the quality of service. That's why I'm asking you to reconsider." Right?
Mm.
So we were like, "No, it's fine. We can just like we can point and order. I just want a tempura noodle. It's okay." So she was like, "Okay." And then we didn't knew how the system worked. So it was basically a self-service kind of a thing. They would give you your udon noodles in a tray, but all of the toppings you have to get yourself. So the girl was just by her actions, like she would do it like this, and then we would do it. And then she would point that the condiments are there, and then you have to keep your plate back and everything. So I felt the norms that you hear socially, that oh, some restaurants are just Japanese people only and they don't, it's not like they don't like foreigners. It's just that they are so concerned about the quality of work they provide to you that they feel, oh, I won't be able to do it. And it's a very high stress environment for them also. I don't understand the language. How will I ever serve them? So it
For
was very
sure.
shocking to me, and this was all in the day one, and it was so shocking to me. Ki it's not like they are like, sure, there would be some news here and there about the opposite behavior, but that was very genuine, and I felt it too
I
much.
think 100%. I think the first day in Japan, a friend of mine was at the supermarket and she was struggling to find her way back. And obviously, they can't communicate. Our languages are too far apart, right? Like for us to like find a middle ground. But gentleman was kind enough to like walk her to the hotel and tell her like, this is the place.
That's
Like
Mark of
just that's the door. That go in.
They say that, right? If you have you really gone to Japan if a Japanese person didn't go out of their way to
to
No,
help you.
I can't even like the amount of times they go out of their way. So I had this really interesting experience of building my own signature stamp.
Mm.
Um, I don't know where I.
Now you can do it at a kiosk, you know that?
Yes, yes, but I
Don't
wanted
you? There's a
someone to.
kiosk for you to do it now.
I wanted someone to kind of figure out what kanji to use for my
Yeah.
name because they're the same letter. Like while I was studying Japanese, it was very difficult to find a kanji because every sound has multiple kanjis.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So
then kanji has their pictorial meanings also.
yeah,
So
yeah, there are
kanji
multiple
would have like
meanings out
five
of it.
meanings.
Yeah, so I
Which
I
one would you
actually
ever
went to Nagoya and sat down with one guy, and he was kind enough to like tell me what makes sense.
Mm.
Like it should make sense also. It's not
Yeah,
like I go to like a
your
Japanese
name's
person and
meaning
sign
should
something.
also make the same meaning in Japan.
Yeah. So
Both like
I
the way
should go
written and
sign it, and they're like, what did she sign?
Mm.
Like for one person who did not actually talk to that guy, I saw that he just got a name that translates big hand.
Mm.
Like big hand. And I was just like, big hand. Oh, okay. Oh.
They were able to translate my name. So my name just means a person who's like uh, Gouranshi means just like fair. Uh, Ansh is cell, right? Atom. So I was able to tell them my meaning. I just like tried writing it out. I didn't get a stamp out of it, but they helped me out with this. The hotel staff was helping me out with this. They were trying to tell me your name's meaning, and we will try to write it for you.
So I am
They just asked
Ado-san.
for
Like
meaning to
it was
write.
like yeah, I chose my initials, which was easier because the literal meaning just didn't sound like my name.
Mm.
So I went with I went with A and D, and then they made it Ado. So I was like, oh, I think Ado seems okay. Like I can identify as that. Like oh, that's okay. It's easier than like Arpita. Like if I have to tell a Japanese person like Arpita, they'll like R P. Like it's like a whole
They would
like
try to
little.
make it in hiragana or katakana or
It's
something.
not that easy. Like telling Hindi phonetics in Japanese, no matter how much in katakana or hiragana you know it, it's not possible.
I am just happy the sentence structures are same. I am happy with that.
That is amazing. But moving on to the next question, I actually want to know, you have told me so many invisible things, right? Like things that you felt but didn't actually like see in the beginning, right? So I felt that a lot in Japan. I think there were a lot of moments where I sat down and I was like, oh my God, did that just happen like that? Like the way we were talking about blind people being able to walk, or the metro system, the etiquette. So my question for you is like, did the design unravel to you over the days that you were there, or was it something that you saw from the very beginning? Like for me personally, I think I did see some things in the very beginning because obviously of social media, and like people have told me must see this. Like how the convenience stores are, like Gouranshi mentioned earlier. But there were quite a few things that unraveled for me over days, where I went through the experience and I just suddenly went like, wow, that was seamless. So how was it for you both? Like Gouranshi or Krishna, whoever wants can go first.
I can tell this very briefly. So I knew going in ki, oh, the trains are good. Like they're very systematically designed and everything. So these were the very obvious thing, and you were expecting them as well.
Yeah.
But the moment I was like, oh, right, ki, wow, this is crazy was if we were eating out, like our breakfast was mostly out of convenience stores because you're like rushing
Nothing else
out.
is open also,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And also it makes sense like the sandwiches and coffee.
Amazing. And it's the freshest time of the day.
Exactly. So I realized every time you buy anything at a convenience store, be it anything. So the first day I also was like, I'm not carrying my own sunscreen. I'm just gonna buy it from convenience store on day one.
Yeah.
Might as well. We are going there, right? So I realized this their packaging. It's
Hmm.
so convenient because it's made for the end user. Like the very edge case of it is solved. So for a normal person it would be like, oh, you don't need to pull it through your teeth, you don't need to struggle with it, and it's very evident where you have to be and what you
Free
have
and
to
open. Even like the onigiri, the rice ball, the packaging
yeah,
that they
it's
have
Have
is
a feel and then
well packed. And like if it's something that you would not be eating at your table or with utensils, mostly convenience store food is like that only. They
yeah,
have taken care of everything. So my noodle bowl that I first had in Lawson at the airport itself, the lid becomes the plate at the
plate.
bottom,
Yeah,
and there was an indent in that plate to put your chopsticks in.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, they know people are not at a table, they might be holding it in their hand,
yeah,
and nothing requires scissors. Like
yeah.
scissors is for the kitchen for them. It's
Hmm.
not a like unless and until you want to cut paper, you don't need scissor.
On the go, it's difficult to have a scissor, right? Like
No,
I think,
in Indian packaging, I'm always doing like this with my
You
teeth.
need a scissor to cut a scissor that you buy from the shop in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that is
I
exactly
felt
what is.
really happy that because sometimes I personally feel this because I bite my nails. Okay, so I
Hmm.
have no like my nails are not there, and I would sometimes struggle to open packaging just because I don't get enough like pointed grip,
Hmm.
especially the ziplocs. But
Hmm.
there, the ziploc also has a extra lapel on top
Thing
that you
which
can
you
hold
can just
and do
pull it.
this.
Yeah,
So I was like, oh wow. And I am not even the edge case user. I'm like, this is done for people, even like somebody who can't see with their eyes. I actually saw a person who was blind and shopped through the convenience store and they were able to do everything.
Yeah.
same. I followed them. I was so curious. I was so creepy, but I followed them. I was
You
like,
just
shit.
can't take videos, but you can observe with your eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
What
I was
shampoo
just
bottles
so
are
tall
being
and I was walking behind them. I was like, I see. You know, you know everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
think.
very, and
Did
this is
any of
happening
you try
every day.
the? Sorry.
I would deliberately buy different products so that I can experience the different unboxing thing.
Actually, I wanted to ask both of you. Did any of you try the self-heating bento boxes?
I
no,
did, yeah. I
they
Oh,
tried.
didn't.
you did?
Mm.
That was
You
such a.
you just pull
You
a
just
tab,
pull a
put
thread.
water, and it's
And
there.
it just heats up the food, and that was very interesting for me. I think, yeah, 100%. The packaging is something. I think convenience stores also feel like a discover, like like as kids when we used to go to a place and be like, oh my god, what is this? So like the first day I found, like, I went in winters, so I
Mm.
found like these heat pockets.
Yeah.
Ah,
You
yeah.
just put it on your cloth and your whole body will be warm. You
You
just
have
I
those that
found
you can
those
put in your
cooling
shoes, put in
out
your
there in
pocket.
summers.
Yeah, so there are pouches which you can, like, hand warmers which you can put in your pockets, but there are also stickers which are like really thin. I don't know what this technology is, but you just cannot put it on your body. You have to put it on a cloth, and that's it. One sticker is enough to keep you warm the whole day. And I'm just like, what is this magic? What? I need a hot water bag in India. But yeah, Krishna, tell me a little bit about your invisible to visible design experience. Like, when were you like, oh my God?
Yeah, I think for me, it was over time. It is the way this urban design has kind of mapped to the needs of people.
Like,
Or
yeah.
it's the other way around in Japan, because it didn't happen top down, it happened bottoms up. People started building their own houses, and if you see, there are like big lane, multi-lane roads which have like a sidewalk and blah blah blah, but most of Japan is small alley, not alley, they're proper roads and cars can go through. But because it's a small road, there are no sidewalks, which means the road is yours. You can walk wherever, whichever direction in the center. And cars, because it's small, are forced to drive slowly. So you are aware, okay, there's a car coming behind, so I'll step aside. And it's a very friendly urban design. And also the way it's zoned is like, I can be an artist and my ground floor can be my studio, which is also a shop, and I can live up top. And any plot of land can be converted into a house. You don't need to have these restrictions of like, oh, it has to be like this much distance from the, like, your boundary wall, and your house has to be this far apart. Like in Bangalore, it's like three
Yeah.
feet or something. None of that exists there. They have just like, land is this much percentage has to be your square footage. It can be like on the land, on top, you can build however. So you see the diversity in houses and the usage of buildings. That was one. And because I landed in Kyoto first, another thing you'll notice is the colors. So everything is muted. 7-Eleven is brown and black. Even the orange traffic cones are dark in color. So I was like, it's so like soothing to the eye. The color palette is maintained. So there is a bylaw that mandates that within this geography in Kyoto, you're not supposed anything that is outward facing, which is your advertisements, the building color, your roof tiles, cannot go beyond like the on the scale of six. Chroma and value cannot go beyond six. It has to
Right.
be under. So no bright colors, so that the whole experience of being in the old world Kyoto is preserved, but also making it accessible to different kinds of,
100%.
yeah, like that was like,
So I
there's
was
details
staying,
and thought
yeah.
gone into everything. Yeah.
When I was in Kyoto, I think Nishiki Market, that's
Market,
what
yeah,
it's called, right?
yeah.
So I was staying like a lane behind it. Like, so all the stores are actually just there. They're all around. They're all around the hotel. The first day in Kyoto, I am walking. I'm just like, oh, nice house. Oh, nice house. Ah, nice house. And then I suddenly see someone coming out of the house with bags. And
Yeah.
I'm like, North Face? That doesn't look like this person sells maybe North Face in his house. Like, and I just go there and I realize this pagoda looking building is a North Face store.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a second, let me just go back, take a walk. Were you all stores? Because they look so good. Like the North Face store especially was like this everywhere. I because my parents live in Dubai, visit Dubai every 6 months. I've seen North Face is very gaudy and like, I'm sorry, not bright. It's
Yeah.
very bright.
It's
There's
bright
white.
yellow in your face.
Yeah, like white, that warm white, yellowish color, like that. In Japan, the roof is like fully black, the
Yeah.
entrance is black, and
Yeah.
then there's like a white logo, and you're just like, wow, I will shop from here. Yeah, yeah. And
Not
there were
even
nice stores, and there was a watch strap, like a store that sold just watch straps.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh my god, I need to do this whole street again because what if I missed something that. And that's when I think Gouranshi, you and I were talking in our previous sessions about the paper shop that I ran into, and I was like, "Wow, what? It's a business. This is a business." And I think that was very nice how they preserved it and how they maintained it. Like it was beautiful that way. That's amazing.
And there are rules, but that rules also let you have individuality.
Yeah.
Like
I was
that
actually going to
balance.
come to that. I wanted to know how did the self-service, independent culture, like it is a culture that promotes. I traveled alone. Like I think I first thought it'll be very lonely to go to like such a beautiful place like Japan, but oh my God, I
This
realized I
was
don't
good
like
for
people,
it.
so it was great.
because the system's built for it.
Yeah.
It's so sad that it's built for loneliness, but it is built for it.
And I
Yeah.
think it's great because Bangalore that way also has urban isolation. Like it is actually really difficult for me to just go to a theater and watch a movie alone. It doesn't feel very, I don't know, it
You
doesn't
have
feel very
people looking at you
comfortable.
if you are alone.
Yeah. And even in a restaurant, like I think I have been asked at least 5 times sometimes, is somebody joining you?
Can I take
No, I am alone.
I can
Like,
have my coffee by myself.
yeah. I am paying money for you to not ask me that. Like, but in Japan, I think it was really nice, the culture of self-service personally for me and individuality. But how was your experience? You both traveled with your friends, right? So how was that?
Yeah, I think it is like because the community, the way it's built, I think that the way the cities and the urban landscape is built is with a very community focus. So the welcoming or the warmth is kind of taken care of, and it's by there, it's defaulted to that. So which lets you also have your own individual experiences. You can buy and do things on your own, but also not feel alone because the next house is like literally one tap away, like you have people one tap away. And it's a like I think it falls down to how the community, the whole culture is very community driven. Even if you're isolated, there are people taking care of you. Like I know I might get the details wrong, but there are, like on the municipality level, they identify people who live alone and can be depressed, and they kind of keep tabs on them. Are you okay? Are you doing well? Are you like should we be worried? And that also applies to, like, Japan has a very aging population.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can someone who's an 80-year-old navigate their life with dignity and independence? So we were walking back from our dinner in Kyoto. It was raining, and we saw this lady. She's hunched, like she's old and she's hunched, and she has a stroller, which is her grocery cart and her like walking stick together. She has an umbrella, alone at night, no street lights, nothing, raining, fully independent. She's doing her thing.
Life's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, if a city can be built in a way that it takes care of people with that much independence and dignity, what else do you want in
I
life?
mean, if the city gives us Mr. Miyagi, I will take 100 of them. Like I will take 100 of them. Like it's amazing. And I totally relate because even I think in Nara, I got lost one day. Lost like in yeah, I'm bad at exploring sometimes. I get very carried away and suddenly I'm just like, oh my God, where am I?
Mm,
Internet is not working, phone is dying, I need to get back. But when I got lost there, I noticed it at first the Asian inside me, I wouldn't say Indian, but the Asian inside me just went like, oh my God, this alley is too dark.
mm.
I don't think I should be here.
Another
No
survey.
matter. And the sun has already set. The sun has set. Like, oh my God, how do I get there? And then I just start seeing like old people come out, like, uh, put like a thing that covers their window, like
Mm,
I can't get the name of it, but it's like a tarp kind of thing, right? They can just cover their windowsill and then
mm,
they just cut some of their plants and then they do something. And I'm just like, okay, there's a park. It says there's a park. I should just go by that park. Like, first it was very intimidating, but then all these people like came in and they were doing their life and they were doing small, small thing in very less light.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, oh, okay. Like, if they can defend themselves, I'm pretty sure I can defend myself. But it
yeah.
was amazing. And on that note, actually, I was talking to my grandmother day before yesterday. And when I told her about the old people of Japan, it kind of inspired her to want it. And
Mm.
I think that's very, very, very cool. But Goranshi, what about you? How was the self-serving, independent experience for you?
So I appreciated it, and I also feel like, especially, you see, some of the restaurants would have just like either a kiosk outside, you just order, pay, and then you go in with your ticket number, and they would announce your ticket number for you to pick your food, or they'll bring it to your table. Or it's you have a tablet at your table
Yeah.
itself. You just order it from there. I felt super comfortable with that. And I also feel like why people have done this. Like sometimes when you are in, like, especially in the service kind of an industry, you feel, oh, why are they asking me to do it myself? It's not like super great service, right? But it's because it lets them serve you better because they are not super proficient with the language, or like the you guys would have been there, this Coco Ichibana curry house.
Mm.
There are a lot of customizations that can happen. Imagine somebody trying to take your order who
Yeah,
doesn't understand your language pretty well.
yeah,
I was just
100%.
talking about English and Japanese. People come from all over the world, right? So it's convenience for them as well. But I also felt like there are people in the back if you are not able to figure this out. So there was only one time I wasn't able to figure out a self-service counter, which was getting a Shinkansen ticket, right?
Mm. Mm.
Somehow I just couldn't navigate that thing even in English, right? But then this lady who was the helper, on her band here, on her uniform here, it would say helping, help, and it would say English.
Mm.
So you know exactly who to reach out to as well. Like you don't disturb other people who are not supposed to be doing this. You just reach out to the person who is proficient in doing this. And she was like, do you want me to help with the kiosk itself, or I can help you with the ticket counter? And I was like,
Yeah.
whatever you feel is easier for you. I don't want to bother you. And she
Yeah.
was like, wait, I'll help you with the ticket counter itself. And she was like, put your Suica card there, and then you put the money here, and just put, and I was able to do it. It was a little bit tricky than a normal ticket system or something. And then you can't mess up the Shinkansen ticket at all because it's costly and it's very to the point situation, right?
To
In
and
train
fro. Yeah.
station, even if you get down at the next train station, if you are on the same line, you can come back to any other stop without any cost. But Shinkansen, you can't mess up at all. So I was stressed as well. Okay, like, oh, it's too much money. I can't mess up. It's like 15,000 yens or something. But yeah, she helped me. So there are always people in the back. But I also felt for somebody like us who have fair share of exposure to technology, it's very easy. It's very convenient for us.
Yeah.
It's easy for us, easy
100%.
for them. But for someone who is like, I don't know, my parents will still be able to figure it out, but they would be stressed. They would be like, what is this? Right? It's somebody should just talk to us. But then those people can't, not always.
But
Um,
I've also seen like when they, like I have had this one experience where I couldn't find the right platform. It was in the Tokyo station, and that's one
Yeah,
mess.
yeah. Tokyo Station is crazy.
And
Shinjuku, you can't find exit, and Tokyo, you can't find platforms.
and then this lady, she was like, I was like, oh, where do I go? Where do I go? She was like, do you need help? I can help you. And then she came to me. I didn't have to go anywhere, ask anybody. Then she went and took me to my platform
That's
and let
how I
me.
made friends
They
in
drop you off, man. They drop you
all.
as like you are a lost kid.
Yeah.
Luckily,
She
I was
did
very
so
good.
well there alone.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to a schoolboy. I'm like, I had to be dropped off. You came here on your own.
On your
Nice.
own. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think luckily for me, that's how I made friends because I was good at navigation. Like how Gouranshi said, like Shinjuku exit. Someone just came to me like, "Do you know how to exit?" I was like, "Yeah, I know how to exit. Where do you want to go?" And they're like, "Why are you talking like you have exited here?" I was like, "5 times I have walked around this place already."
Yeah, I was
Like
supposed
it's
to
been
leave.
the fifth
My
day I'm coming back here. I know exactly where to exit from because I've tried it all. You tell me.
Well,
So
because Shinjuku station is so overwhelming, there is an art installation there which has like big bright screens and they play
yes,
calming music and
yeah,
calming
I know exactly what
transitionary colored screens so
you're
that you feel at ease.
I
But like we
can
know it's a mess. We are just trying to calm you down.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That place was like huge, and the screens don't end for some time also. Like they just
I
keep
think
going.
30 exits in that station.
Yeah. It's I don't know if any of you watch Demon Slayer, but it's like that's what they say, right? You need the Kanoshi crows to kind of find where to exit from, like but yeah, moving on to the last few questions of the segment, I wanted to understand a little bit about the one unspoken etiquette or
Mm.
behavior, it could have been spoken, that you really appreciated? Like, I personally appreciated no phone calls in the train. Like, that was amazing. Like, it was great because I used to take like 30,000 steps a day, and I honestly don't feel like listening to somebody after that. So I really like that etiquette. What about both of you?
Krishna, do you want to go?
Yeah, I think I was going to say that because I find public spaces and big crowds very overwhelming.
Yeah,
The fact that everyone was quiet and no phone calls was so great. And I think another thing that I was like, Japan has a lot of plastic. Like banana comes in a single
ah,
banana comes in a
yeah,
single plastic wrapper, and I was like, why is this like this? But then they incinerate it for energy purposes, I guess. So
yeah,
and you have to like segregate your trash
exactly.
in a very different way from Bangalore. Like it's not
Yeah,
wet, dry waste, recyclable electronics. So that and the way their garbage disposal works, you have to pay if you want like something really big to be picked up. So that discourages you to like from discarding things left, right, and center. Like the responsibility of decluttering your house is on you, so you buy mindfully. But I
yeah,
also don't understand, like we were saying, there's a lot of consumerism, so that's some I'm still not clear. But I think it is the consumption and the waste disposal and how it's managed is something that I was
that's pretty awesome. I think that's something that did stick with me even after the trip.
mm.
I try to be more mindful now.
Yeah. What about you, Gouranshi?
So, one thing that was really a unspoken rule, and I had because how Instagram's algorithm is, as soon as you even think about going to Japan, your feed is like flooded. Didn't know because of no social media. Krishna is off social, so I think Arpita would understand though. Ki, your feed gets start flooding with all of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah. You
I
just think
knew
about it.
about the escalator rule that you in Tokyo you are on the left side if you are not walking, and you leave the right space open for people who are in a hurry and who want to climb up the escalator as well. You know, when it went haywire in Osaka, it's opposite.
Opposite.
And even the so footpath, for example, you can walk any side of the road on footpath, right? It's no for cars it's left and right, but for walking it's not. But there's a societal norm that like you would walk on the left side.
And you pass on the right.
Right side, yeah.
In Osaka, it's opposite. So
Okay.
as soon as we were in Osaka, I was like, we should be on the left, no? Why? And then I saw people who were standing were on the right, and I'm like, okay, okay, you should just adjust to what people are
No,
doing.
I just do whatever everybody is doing.
Whatever everybody's doing, there is anyways too much crowd. You just follow what people are doing and do that. It's okay. Just copy paste,
Yeah.
and you come back to Tokyo and you have to rewire your brain again. Okay, walk on the left side, and with lifts as well, right? So in any public space, there's nothing written anywhere, but you because the society is so much built on trust and built on giving importance, having empathy for people in general. You if there is a person with a baby, if there is an old lady with a wheelchair or even a walking stick, in general, if there is an old person or somebody carrying a lot of like a service person who is carrying some important things, you would wait. Even if you really want to go through the lift, an old lady waited for a person who was working at the station because she was like, no, you should go first
Yeah.
because you have a job to do, I can wait. And then
Mm.
the old lady was given the preference. Like the station lifts are small, they can fit like maybe three people at a time because they have their wheelchair and everything as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then a auntie with a stroller and a kid would go, and then because we were taking a lift because we had luggage, then we would go like the last person. If by then a next train comes and there are more people who are in need, you automatic you would have seen opposite behavior. Like
Here
I
it's like, how
feel
can I get
our
through?
society
How
is a
can I
little
get to
selfish in
first?
that terms. Like me
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
is our situation here.
We are
There it's
always in a
more
rush.
yeah, also yes.
We're always in a rush. But thank you for sharing that, Goranshi. I think, Krishna, to your point, why there's consumerism and still um, like a weird balance. It's probably because the economy has been stable for a lot of years.
There's no inflation there.
There's no inflation.
There are no
They,
hikes. Yeah.
the government is like, we'll take care of it. It's not that
Yeah.
there is no inflation. The government just takes care of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll take care
Like,
of you.
they are like, we'll do it. So I
Yeah.
think that's one of the main reasons why it is somehow just working.
Mm.
Um, because like I think they also have a higher cost of living. That was what was very surprising for me at certain times. Like I get my nails done here for like 2,000 rupees. Not anymore. Apparently, it's really bad for your skin.
Yeah,
Uh,
that
but,
video just came out.
but over there, it was like 20,000 yen.
Mm.
And I'm
Those
just
are very
like,
expensive. Yeah.
fair. They earn a lot more than that when it comes to like, um, getting their nails done. They can afford more. For me, yeah, 2,000, 3,000 is a lot, even for nails. But like, I did realize that there is a lot of like stability in the way, like prices of things have been the same for years.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they don't really think it's consumerism.
I
They're
have
just like
this. There was
convenience.
a company who makes ice creams, right? How we have very traditional Amul making ice cream
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and they just right now in this year they increased their ice cream prices by like 50 yen or so. 50 yen is like
Nothing.
nothing.
Rupees, yeah.
Right? You don't get anything for 50 yen these days in Japan. And they publicly, on an advertisement, the whole team was standing in front of their factory and apologizing on air that we are so sorry that we had to increase our ice cream prices. They
Yeah.
made an apology that we are so sorry that you relied on us to sell ice cream at that price and we had to increase it.
Yeah.
And it was so heartwarming for me. And I hear people do it left, right, and center, like portion
I
cutting and price hike and whatnot.
I
Yeah.
actually remembered something about the Nagoya stamp story that I was telling you folks. So I saw there were basic stamps, wooden stamps, right? Now this is how people are. Like in India, I have to bargain. Like this is a normal thing. I have to bargain. I'm bad at bargaining. I don't know how to bargain. I just go and I say half the price.
Let's
That's
start
my
from there.
strategy because apparently you have to meet somewhere, like you start from there, you go from here. I suck at it, so I don't know how to do it, but I try. In Japan, I just had to, like, he told me this is 2000 yen or something, a wooden stamp. And then there was like this resin, purple, blue, very cool looking stamp. And that was like 7,000 yen. And I was just like, that's so pretty. And then he's like, ah, take. And I'm just like, too expensive for a stamp. Like, and then he noticed that I was just continuously going back, and I'm just like, maybe. I'm
Hiring.
just like, no, I don't need it. Like, what is this? This is lame. It's just a souvenir, And like, I'm
You
kind of
won't be using it for its intended purpose also.
Yeah.
sign on my letters with it, all of them.
Wow.
I will send you a letter, girls, and I will write you. I'll
I will
give it
send
to
you
you.
my
To stamp.
address.
But so I have started stamping them, but at that point of time, I was like, nobody is even going to understand this. Like, something is written in kanji. Then he comes to me and he's like, "You really like it? Like, really like?" And then I was like, "Yeah, really like." He's like, "Take, same price." And I'm just like, "Empathy? This is empathy?" Like,
Empathy, yeah. See, this poor child, she really wants it, but she
she has
can't
come for the
wait
first
to
time to
sell
Japan. She came to Nagoya out of all places. Why she's come to Nagoya? She wants a stamp from me. But that was really nice. It was a very interesting experience. People are kind of sweet there.
Oldies in Japan are like really kind and gentle also. They see
Yeah.
people like us and they're like, ah, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, when you were talking about like strollers, right? One of the etiquettes or mannerisms, whenever you see a stroller, 70% chance it's not a baby. Be a dog or a cat. And I
I have
am
seen dogs
amazed by
in
it.
strollers. I'm like,
Smaller
yeah,
the dog,
fancy dogs.
they are on a leash. Bigger the dog, they are in a stroller. Like Shiba Inus in a stroller. The small Chihuahuas on a leash. I am very confused. Like
I
one is
I
kickable,
don't
the
know
other.
what to call it, but it was like if Pomerian was a golden retriever. I don't know the exact breed of
Oh, I think I
dog.
know what you're talking about. Like a Samoyed kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it was a
Very
big white
fluffy.
fluffy dog is how I would explain it.
Black
I
tongue.
saw that dog in a kid stroller, like toddler stroller.
Yeah, I saw a group of Shiba Inu friends like on a stroller. There's Shiba Inus there, and they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do today?" And they're like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" And I'm just like, "How do I join this gang? Where's my pram? Like, I need it." But yeah, that's crazy. I think we are running a little short on time. For the last 30 minutes, let's take some questions from the audience. We have some questions. This is an endless conversation. Uh, what was the one major thing that India should learn from Japan, and vice versa?
So many things. Where do I even where do I even begin?
Let us present
I
our
just look on
thesis to
it.
the country.
Uh, I think for me, I think one thing that I really liked is the whole approach to sound design. So if you go to the metro station, and the first time I even noticed this was like, why are there so many birds in the platform? Like, where are these birds coming from? Then I realized, okay, it's near the exit. And I'm like, okay, maybe when I get out, there are a lot of birds. There are no birds when I get out. Then I realized
Yeah,
it's like the bird sounds are used to navigate people to the exit. So now you don't have to be have like a ugly sign saying that hey, go here. This is the exit.
yeah,
You don't have to ask anybody.
It's
Then I
also for
started,
blind people as
yeah,
well.
it is
yeah.
for blind people, and this. Then I started noticing this everywhere. Like every
The
station,
traffic signals, the stations,
yeah, the
everything.
fact east west has a different chirp, north south has a different chirp. Every station has a different sound, so that if you're in a crowded, like if the subway cart is very crowded, you don't have to like be like, okay, mera station aa raha hai ki nahi, and then do all of that. You hear, get out, get in, over.
Even the
Interestingly,
announcements in the train, right? So when they announce when is the next station, your trains are not like not noisy, right? They
Yeah,
are on the same track
yeah,
as like a normal Indian railway track is,
yeah,
and they are sometimes a little loud, especially in tunnels.
yeah,
So they would time their announcements. They know when the train is gonna be
yeah,
loud in a tunnel, so they would time their announcements in a way that everyone's able to hear it when the train is a little quieter.
yeah,
yeah,
They would
100%.
decrease the speed of the train for people to hear the announcement sometimes. Like they factored it in. Like we
Yeah,
know the train is loud, we know people won't be able to hear it. So
yeah.
we'll
yeah, I think they
solve
take
for it.
care of that really well, like for you to hear. And that's also why they use birds,
But
Krishna, like
it's calming.
high pitched but pleasant.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a very interesting,
The
like,
nature noise only,
Nature
na? So
noises.
your body doesn't register it as a noise.
Like
yeah,
platforms are really high stress, like you said in the beginning, Gouranshi. People are trying to get to office really quickly in the day, and then I'm getting trying to get back from get back from office to home. Everyone's high stress. So how can we add voice or audio but make it calm?
calm,
It's like a
exactly.
two-layered approach to
Yeah.
service design. Yeah.
Also, just to circle on Tanvi mentioned the footprint design in Delhi Metro to guide people. Just so you know, all those designs come from
Kenji
Yeah,
Block.
Delhi Metro is a case
Japan.
study in Japan's only.
Bangalore Metro as well. All metros in India are built by Japanese
Comes from Japan.
people, so hence the designs are the same,
There
Tanvi.
are lines on the wall as well, and it literally says follow the pink line for your exchange, like the train line exchange. It just
Yeah.
the board just says that just follow the pink line. We're not going to
Not
give you
just
directions.
India, actually, even Dubai, the metro was made completely by Japanese people. Like they have nailed it. They are also not gatekeepers. No
Yeah.
Yeah, they
gatekeeping.
would
They
share
love
that.
sharing their learnings, and they want to like help you have a better life, right? Which is very interesting because when there are other countries who do contribute to your development, like every country I have visited, there is a country who is helping that country. But no one does it like Japanese people, I think. Like nobody does it like Japanese people. They really empathize a lot with us, the culture, the people, and they want to be good experience designers. I think that is inherently a part of their nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, there is a question from the audience I wanted to ask you both. In Japan, design often extends beyond the object to the experience around it, like
Hmm.
packaging, rituals, the environment. How do we not see those here? And also, how do you include those attention to detail in the experience?
I can
Anyone
take
want
a
to
stab
take
at
this?
it. So, one reason I feel we see it here not very often and not so much, right? It's because designing these things, these experiences, one takes immense experience, like for that designer also. Like you need to understand, make yourself understand, learn a lot of things to be able to design these experiences itself. If today you start even in digital design, right, wherever whatever you are designing, it could just be a notebook, right? Okay, I'll make my own notebook today, right? So when you start doing that, I think the attention, like the depth, the base layer that the Japanese people build is really solid. And that's because culturally and historically they have been doing this in all of their experiences. Like you need to know all of the whys and hows and what all are you serving and what all are you doing, to be able to design that kind of product or an experience. And it takes time. We as a society, in demanding things, are a little impatient. And we also, these things are how do I say, novel designs, right? So these things take time, it takes money to experiment, test them. These experiments and tests requires money to be invested, right? So I don't think we are there yet where we can experience. And then our population, the amount of people that um, you have to serve is also a lot. So can you really sit for that long and like be so meticulous? Sometimes the kind of demand supply that is there, it doesn't allow you to. But then there are things which are like super thought out in our culture also. Like if you go very traditional routes, like some things are really designed multi-purposely. How we used to have utensils made out of paper mache, and you would still use them, they would be so detail oriented and everything. You would have very have Jantar Mantar is one example in Jaipur. It's so meticulously designed just to track time and see constellations and track eras from that and everything. So these things require a lot of precision and all of these things. As a society, we are impatient in getting things. We want things in 10 minutes. So do you really think it will be well packaged? No, they're gonna throw it in a bag and get it to you, right? And when we feel like, when we do receive things, when we do find things which are done with too much attention to detail, it does pleases us, doesn't it? Like, oh wow, they thought about this, right? And it was so thoughtful of them, and it was, oh, they took care of this thing, right? So I feel it's there, and it will grow only. But right now, for somebody to do it, it needs that, like it's almost like deep meditation that you have to do to achieve there.
Yeah. I
Imagine
think,
how many times failing and reiterating and then perfecting it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think just to add on to that, and we'll move to the last segment after that. A lot about our culture comes from our history, like Gouranshi was mentioning, right? Like we have been colonized as a country. We have very different uh, issues progressing, as it's not just overpopulation, it's a lot of our cultural unity,
Yeah.
which is a issue.
Mm.
In Japan, given that they were extremely violent, and then they realized that, okay, there is no point. I think that realization a lot of developed countries have not have till
Yeah.
date. Like
Yeah.
till date, they have not had that we just want to do good.
Yeah.
That yes, we will judge you inside our head, but we just want to do good.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, you're so right. Like the Japan has seen both where they have inflicted like unspeakable violence on others
unspeakable.
and also received like
Received it as well. Yeah. They
yeah,
have been on the both spectrum of
I
things.
think the receiving end is where they realized that,
it's,
because they had not received it before that. They
yeah,
didn't
Not
receive
at
it
they
all.
were
multiple
the
times.
perpetrator.
They received it only once, and I think that's when they realized it's not worth it.
Yeah, and because they went through like a huge, like one, they went through a huge, as a culture dip in everything, right? They lost everything, and also the culture is very homogeneous. So it's easy
Yeah.
to be like, oh, you are not another, you are
It's a
me.
smaller group of people also, right? Like for us, the complexity lies in divide and conquer.
Yes.
Uh,
Also, we are too diverse as well. As a country itself, we are too diverse.
that is how
Japan is
the
very
history made it,
homogeneous.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
our history was to divide us.
yeah,
And I think in a way the colonizers did achieve that, because till date we have the division.
Yeah.
There is a difference between diversity and division, because there is diversity in Dubai, there is
Mm,
no division,
mm,
right? Like there is people from all over the world, but there is no division. Like they behave the same way. But in India, division is very clearly visible in diversity, which I think also stops us from thinking empathetically, selflessly, actually unconditionally and selflessly for another person. Like
mm,
it really hampers. I might judge, like let's say Krishna says, I want to do this for you. Like let me drop you to your hotel, like something like a
mm.
Japanese person would say, ki, I'll come with you. And I'll just be like, no, please, I'm
Why
good.
are you following me?
Why
You
are
have
you
a
following me? Why do you want to know where I live? You know, we won't trust their intentions as well.
yeah.
We actually trust Japanese people more as Indians than we trust Indians as Indians. So that
One
makes it
more
very
thing,
difficult.
if I add, this is from me to you outwards, how we see. There is a lot of like how they see themselves also. Like if
Yeah,
I'm given something, I have to do it to the perfection level that I can achieve.
yeah,
yeah,
Everything, if I'm responsible for this, I have to do it perfectly. So
yeah.
you see, like even in like if in the train before the shift, they'll point at everything and be like, okay, this is done, and they'll do that for every single shift. And if you come in as a new shift of a bus driver, you will bow to everybody because
Or even the guy who says bye, the conductor who
airport
says
when
bye
we
at the
say
end of the
bye to the
train.
plane that is going away. It was so nice.
yeah.
Yeah, every train there is a guy who says bye to it. Like I
Bye to
have,
the plane.
yeah, bye to the
Bus
train where
drivers,
nobody is looking at him.
Yeah.
If
the
he
bus
does it or
drivers
not,
thank
it doesn't
everybody.
matter.
Every single individual who leaves the bus gets an individual thank you.
Yeah, the driver, when you tap out your card,
Yeah.
the driver would
I
say
have
a
goosebumps,
restless
guys.
to everyone.
Goosebumps. Like it actually gives me goosebumps that like they are a very, like I said, they do judge. I think, like I have Japanese friends now and they say that they are very different from the regular Japanese people, because they know that the regular Japanese people do judge them uh, for not following certain rules and everything, and they do judge us as well. You cannot just go somewhere and just violate everything and then expect them to be okay with you.
You
And
can't,
we
right?
were
You
the
have to
loudest. Like my
conform to
group of
everybody.
Indian friends, we were the loudest in the train. So much so that we were asked to, like, friends of mine were asked to keep quiet 4 to 5 times in a train, asked to not walk around, asked to not eat food and walk around inside the
Mm.
train. Like people around were getting uncomfortable with our presence. And I went with a group of 20 people for the first 8 days. Oh my God, the number of times I just disappeared. They ever watch
It's
this
like,
and
I don't know them. I'm not with
yeah,
them.
I don't know them. I am very nice. I'm going.
I like the Homer going back in time.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the last question, folks, this is a fun one. Could you bring in one object which you want to share from your travels?
I have
I'll
so
also go get one. You can
Yeah.
also, do you all have your objects?
I
I,
kind
I
of brought whatever I could find immediately.
I have a bunch of them, but I'll show one and then
Yeah,
maybe Krishna
Gouranshi,
can
you
show it.
go first.
So, everyone here would know what gacha is,
Yes.
right? And it has recently, in the last year, become very, very popular.
I
And they are
lost all
not
my money on gacha
very
points.
I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
they, they are not cheap by any means. So I really wanted to be mindful in the gacha that I was getting, because it's, you never know the fine line between you getting an addiction out of it, right? It is addicting. So I was always wondering like why people get so much gacha and everything. And then I got first one. It was in Kyoto. Kyoto was not even like, it was in the midway of my trip. right?
Mm.
Right. I was there for 2 weeks. It was right in the middle. And I got this gacha. It came like this, and then a solid wrapper, opaque wrapper. This was near a shrine in Kyoto, and it was right next to a family mart. So I was never expecting it to have like contextual gacha. It did had. So it these stone statues. This is a
Oh,
pig,
wow.
and you find these stone statues everywhere in shrines, near shrines. It also comes with its own inscription stone. So they are like this, and they wear red bibs because the children who had died, because at that time child
Yes,
mortality was too high,
yes.
so the parents would put these red bibs on these stones so that the stones don't get cold. It was done so that the stones are like these statues are protected from the cold wind. And red is a color that is it's symbolic to ward off evil spirits as well. So it makes sense to put it in a shrine. So shrines are also burial sites for
Yeah.
Japanese people. So it was done to keep away evil spirits from the children and the statues and in general the temple. And this was so nice. This was the first gacha that I got there.
Cute.
And I was like a baby excited. Ki, oh, I'm getting a gacha. I'll turn the wheel and what is it in there? I really wanted the cat one, but cat one didn't had a bib on it. So I was
Still
really
got it.
happy
I'm like,
that
I
I got.
want all of it. So take my money.
I know people who have tried to get a particular gacha, right? Like of either it's an anime or a character that they are wanting to watch, and they try it, and 4 times they have gotten
Yeah.
the same
It's a
gacha.
gamble.
Yeah.
Four times, and I'm just standing
There
there.
is so much maths. Like if you there are the blind boxes, if you shake and you hear this, it could be this. If you hear it's
So in Smiskies, this is the thing. So some Smiskies, I have a Smisky as well. See, I don't
I
have
have
it
the
yet.
entire Studio Ghibli mystery box collection. If I really want mystery, just give me everything.
In Smiskies, sometimes you get two Smiskies, as in the character is like that, that there's a baby Smisky and a bigger Smisky. And so people would shake the boxes,
yeah.
see if it's two Smiskies or not, or feel the weight because two Smiskies would weigh more. I've seen people doing it in person, and even Japanese people doing it in person.
Yeah, yeah.
100%. I think that's the fun of it. Like the mystery is like, can I guess like what is inside the box?
Yeah.
And
Mystery
It's
it,
also
boxes
like gambling
are
for
correct.
adults, but justified. And I'm like, oh, I didn't get what I want. I'll put more money and take the next one.
but yeah, what about you, Krishna? What's your object?
I think I have a few small ones, so it all fits in my wallet. I am not a religious person at all. Like I never go to a temple in India or anywhere. But when I went there, and I was chatting with this, you get those books where you can write your stamp and whatever. So
Yeah.
she gave me this. It's a happiness charm.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I also have it. Okay, wait. Let me
And then
find it.
it
I
broke
didn't check
off,
it.
so I have it in my wallet. So this is for happiness. This is the Chotu Inari that hung from my
ah,
wallet.
it's so
Oh,
cute.
This
so
was from my
cute.
phone. It broke off. My cat bit it off. But this
Oh
is
my
for
god.
good, like, it sends good messages to the spirits and whatnot.
Yeah.
I have a Chotu frog. If you see, it's a ceramic Chotu frog that all of this is
This is my Mount Fuji happiness charm.
cute.
It is so cute.
Yeah. So I have these like amulets to keep me well and sane, even though I don't believe in any of
Yeah,
it, but it's cute.
I think like so. Japan is the second most non-religious country in the world. Okay, shrines are burial grounds, like Gouranshi said, and the temples that are there, everyone who works there works like an employee.
Yeah.
But I have never felt so calm and like
So
spiritually aligned. And I'm not a religious person. I was like, amazing, this is great. Like I
Especially
just
the water sounds that
yeah.
are there at the
yeah,
hand washing
it's a
station.
I think it's a lot of things. It's just the calmness and the sanctity of the place as well, right? Uh, like Fushimi Inari, going climbing up and exploring that entire I think only if you go up you can come down a way which
Yeah.
is
It's
something.
super different. The coming
Yeah,
down way
it's
is
very
super
different.
different.
And
Yeah.
you can only do that if you go up. Like you
Yeah.
cannot do that if you go halfway through or
And
something like that.
there's nothing as such at top, right? It's a burial site only
But
at
the
top.
The
The
view of
way
the whole
to it and
city.
coming back is super nice.
The
like
only reason I think you go up is to get the entire city view of Kyoto. Like I just went there. Like I reached up by 6 o'clock in the morning, so it was very early. So there were like shops opening in between the Fushiminari walk back and everything. I think those kind of things are very interesting. I also got like a good fortune thing at
ah,
Asakura
Even
as well.
I got
yeah, I
Like
the
can
I was
have it.
just
box
like, oh my
that it
god!
takes to get the fortunes.
Yeah.
Like they really know how to keep their like population excited and happy, like it's
It's a game.
nice.
It's so gamified. The whole country experience is
And
gamified.
the
You
best
can
part,
have
if you get a bad fortune, you just
You
have to tie
decide.
it. If you get a good fortune, you keep it.
so
And
when you
there is
get a
nothing
pamphlet
like,
from there, right? When you do get a pamphlet, they you tell your number and they give you the
Yeah.
charm,
you do
the
the whole, like I
fortune.
did the whole
Yeah,
thing myself. Like you take out the stick first, and whatever is written on the stick,
yeah.
you go to the drawer, you match it, and then you take it
So
out.
it says on the board there that if you get a not so good fortune, go to the person there and they would help you like do the next step. So you are like supposed to ward off and put it and put
Tie
it
it up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and don't
Everybody is
change the
supposed to tie it.
candle.
Yeah.
yeah.
And if you tie it, it's hopefully will like never happen,
Yeah.
and that positivity is enough.
I
Like,
just want to add one more thing. When I went to Fushiminari, it was raining. Okay, it
oh
was
my god,
full raining.
Month?
Mist. Huh?
which month?
We went during March, so it was in between like cold and spring. So it was raining and there was fog, and the walk upwards, even though I couldn't see anything from the top, it was fully covered with mist. But it was the water sounds, the dense forest, and the
I
mist
know.
kind of going through it. It felt so surreal.
The
It-
shadows, like, so I have a very big obsession with light and shadow. Like, I think it's a thing since childhood. I have it
Fushiminari is the place
yeah,
because the Torii
all
Gates
over
aspect
Japan.
is
Like, there
different.
is no spot in Japan where I didn't find shadows. Like, I think
Yeah.
I have over 6,000 photos, and everything has a shadow light play happening. Like, I have seen it everywhere. Like, something about the intricacy of their layers.
Mm,
Like they have like trees, and then they have like something, and then they have something, and all of it together just
yeah,
like it's hollow in the right place, it's filled in the right place. Like,
yeah,
why are you so good? But just to end the object conversation, I think I told you both about this when we were having our chat.
yeah.
This is, I think maybe like 300, 400 year blown glass
So
sake
beautiful.
cups. I got it from a 100-year-old lady, and I thought I'd become the next 100-year-old lady who has it.
This is the thing that you pass down.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
I had read a meme somewhere, and me and my friend were discussing it.
that's what I want.
That our ancestors had things that could pass down. What
Yeah,
we have IKEA furniture, we should collect things that we are able to use in the
100%.
next generation.
So, in Japanese culture, I don't know if you folks who are watching are aware that in their wedding, they actually just take a shot. Like, sake is a drink offered to God. It's not actually as bad as it is in our culture. Alcohol is respected, alcoholics are respectful.
It's given in temples also. There are full
It's a
hands
thing.
that
Sake
way.
is a drink to God. So when you get
Yeah.
married, the husband and wife is supposed to have a shot each. Like, yeah. That's and then they're married. That is what it is. So this was used in some wedding.
Oh,
They
so
say.
sweet.
Hopefully I'll use it in mine.
You
Congratulations.
should
Yeah. No, half of the relatives will be like, Are you
don't tell them it's
drinking?
alcohol. It's fine. Tell them it's Ganga Jal or something. I don't know.
I'm a Christian. It's not going to float. Yeah, but this was a fun conversation. I think thank you so much for taking out the time and sharing this. I can't wait to meet both of you in person and just like
We
go
should.
gaga over our Japan collectibles.
I have little bit of my postal hoards I've kept on the side,
Amazing.
but I'll share
Keep
it
them
with
away from me. If you and I meet, it's possible I just like a poster might just go missing. But
It's
yeah,
okay.
thank you so much for this. I think it was really lovely meeting you. I do want to have a meal one day and see how we can talk more about it, because this discussion is much longer, girls.
We've just scratched the surface.
Yeah, like when you showed me that charm and I opened the diary, I was like, oh my God, I want to tell them about this. Oh my God, I want to show them this. Like it is very exciting. And thank you for sharing your stories and experiences with us. I think it is a very nice perspective. And for everyone who is going to Japan or is planning to go to Japan, I hope this conversation was inspiring, insightful, and helpful. It is not as overwhelming as it seems. It is a paradise for designers. You will love it.
100%.
And I think if your childlike wonder is there, Japan will be the best place to visit. So, and it's not as expensive as you think,
Yeah.
folks. If you book everything well planned, you can actually find really affordable accommodation, good flight
Food
tickets,
is anyways pretty
and food is
affordable.
anyways very cheap.
Yeah.
Like, I think the most expensive is stay and flights. And for me, it was the JR pass or whatever that is.
Jayapas, I wouldn't suggest you take only.
So
Oh, I was
next
there for
time
a
I'm
month,
sure I won't
so
take a
JR
shotgun
pass
from
is
Nepal.
completely worth it if you're
Yeah.
there for anything more than 14 days,
Yeah.
because all my trains were free for the whole month.
Yeah.
And even local transport is free. So for 10 days, yeah, not worth it. But that is the other big expenditure, like your hotel and your flight and your train in case you take it.
Commute overall flight plus internal
Like
commute
local
and
commute is pretty chill. I think Suica and all is very chill for like 5 to 8 days. You can have
yeah.
a good budget and you won't feel overwhelmed. But I think it's the intercity thing that makes it a little expensive.
I think now they have some incentives to take flights over trains. They've like reduced the price and
Yeah, so actually to get some load off of Shinkansen, the domestic flights are pretty cheap now.
Yeah.
So
And the
next time
domestic
I'm there,
flights are
I'm
very
pretty
good.
sure I'm taking a flight only. I just
Yeah.
did the bullet train because
because
time and
Okay,
why
the
you
bullet
should.
train was, I think if you ever have 10, 15 days extra, just extra days, it is fun to take the train and just get out in a random place. That's what I did. I was
yeah.
there for a month. I was bored. I was not actually bored. I was just bored identifying where to go. So I used to just get down at like any random place. Like going to Shizuoka and back was the same day. I can sleep in Tokyo
Mm.
again. Like I don't have to worry about it. I
Yeah.
can go very far and come back the same day. I think that was fun. Like I think that would be fun to do once at least. Like just have a JR pass and just go wherever you want, stop wherever you want, get down wherever you want, like, and eat there and come back. Yeah. So maybe we shall do that trip soon, girls.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions or thoughts or anything that you folks want to share before we wrap up?
I would just say if you are if you want to really want to and you're a designer and if you're able to at any point in time, you should definitely go there. Just like go in off season, on season, wherever, but just take a small notebook with you and write things, because a vacation would slow you down a little bit and you would be observing a lot more. So just don't keep it in your brain. Always draw it out, note it down, even in a phone notes app. If you don't have a notebook, just do that, because one, it would let you be in the moment, it would register better in your brain, and three, when you are back you would have so much your own observation knowledge, right? It's something is you read it somewhere or something like that. One is you learned it by observing yourself, that's different, and it really changes you. So
Yeah.
when I came back, I really felt, oh, I should have more rigor in my work process. I should be more detail oriented than what I am right now. And I still try to, like, when I'm back from there, I try to follow it pretty religiously. I would say, oh, nine, like, give me more time. It can be better. as a designer, right? You have to make good things and more meaningful things. In Japan, this is what the biggest learning was there for me as a designer, that things are so meaningful there. Nothing is there just because, right?
Just because it looks good.
Yeah.
It's not there, it's not flashy. Like, even if something is flashy, it's there for a reason. Like,
Reason.
it's like
Very
that for a
personal.
reason, right? So everything has a reason behind it. It's very meaningful to the user who's going to use it, not for anyone else. So I think that's like the biggest takeaway. And yeah, I think whenever you can, you should go. um,
I really think AOS should start thinking about taking
do
designers to Japan.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
let's just go for 10 days and
Amazing.
we'll have this discussion better. Krishna, your takeaways, and then we'll close for the.
Yeah, I think 100% to everything Gouranshi said. It makes you think about how you approach your practice with intention, with meaning, with detail. Like, you want to make sure that whatever you do is at least the best that you can do at this moment. You can do better in the future, but in the current setting, this is what is the best that I can offer. And everything is there for a reason, like every single detail. And even the minutest of details are paid attention to. Like, accessibility is not an add on. It is like you
It should be there.
on the edges and then you'll solve for everything else. So yeah, I think my practice has changed a lot in being very mindful, very thoughtful, and just being super detail oriented. Like, even like the juice dabbas will have the exact size of the lemon rind, and if you put a lemon rind on top of the picture on the juice box, it'll be the same size. It's like, yeah, I wish I would achieve that level of perfection sometime, but one can hope
And
for.
also support to achieve that level of perfection. I think one of the biggest areas where we are struggling is having people who want to support you in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Until unless you're not independent, it can be very difficult.
I don't think we are there yet in terms of just better design right now. Like,
Yeah, yeah, because
design
it's a lot
needs
of stakeholders. It's not
exactly.
just us.
So
I'm
good
sure
design
if
will
three of
take
us
more
sit
time.
down, we'll make something that
Yeah.
intentful. But when there are three other people who have not gone to Japan, and
No,
you're
it's
just
just not Japan, right? So, like, right now, a well-designed product is not so well appreciated, especially not when it's out in the public. In general, in a team itself or a company itself, because the goals are different, right? Because it's a developing nation altogether, the goals are
it's
very
also
different.
business. It what the business
Yeah,
wants. Like, what are you
yeah,
solving for in that moment? Like,
yeah,
and a lot of times we are a service based nation also. Like, we have a lot of services that
Yeah.
we provide and we bank on. Like, recently a friend of mine started a car washing service. Something so simple, scaled up really fast. Like, it gets you the money, it gets you everything, and the experience is actually just 3 clicks. uh, it's not supposed to be elaborate, it's not supposed to be complex, it's not supposed to make you. The intention for Japanese design, I think I noticed, was not to keep me there.
Yeah.
yeah. Get
The
your
intention
work
was to
done was
make
the
my
more
work
intention.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was not to keep me there. I think a lot of products today that I have worked with in the past or currently could be working with do have that. How can we keep them? And sometimes I don't want to keep them. Like, their life cycle is over and they appreciate that life cycle and they respect that life cycle as well. So yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for sharing that, Gouranshi and Krishna. I think it was lovely talking to both of you and very inspiring. I am excited to do a trip with both of you. But let's meet with our journal someday and share more async with the community.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
thank
Thank
you
you
for
so much
having
for
us.
this.
Sayonara.